Hey, it is Troy Stavros with Doorbell Real Estate, and I just wanted to talk today about something that we're hearing a lot and that my buyer's agents are hearing a lot from their buyer clients who are frustrated with the current market just because there's not a lot of homes for sale out there and prices are high. And they're saying that they think they just want to wait it out and see if things calm down and maybe if prices come down. And I want to talk today about why that is not a good idea and the question, should I buy a house now or should I wait? I've written an article on it, and I just kind of want to go over some things to explain to you why waiting is probably not a good idea financially. So let's just kind of go over what we've got here, and then I want to go over some other things, just showing you some how the numbers crunch out on a mortgage calculator. So first off, whether you are buying your first home in Knoxville or you're selling your current house, if your needs are changing and you think you need to move, the decision can be complicated. You may have to take personal or professional considerations into account, and only you can judge what the impact those factors will have on your desire to move. But there's one category that provides a simple answer. When you're deciding whether to buy now or wait, say, until next year, the financial aspect of the purchase is easy to evaluate. You need to ask yourself two questions. Okay, the first question is, do I think that home values in Knoxville or wherever you are will be higher a year from now? That's the first thing you need to ask yourself. And the second is, do you think that mortgage rates will be higher a year from now? Now, you can have all kinds of opinions on that, but I like to talk to the experts or listen to the experts who study these things on a daily basis. So from a purely financial standpoint, if the answer is yes to either of those questions, you should strongly consider buying now. If the answer to both of those questions is yes, you should definitely buy now. So we can't guarantee what home values are going to look like or what mortgage rates are going to look like by the end of this year, but experts seem to say that both are going to go higher with a resounding yes. Mortgage rates are expected to rise. Home values are expected to appreciate rather nicely. So what does that mean to you? Okay, let's look at an example of how this could impact your financial situation. So here's the assumptions that we're making for this example. If experts are right, mortgage rates will increase. Now, here's the funny thing. I wrote this article not too long ago, and I haven't published it yet. But since I've written this article said experts were saying that mortgage rates will be 3.18% by the end of the year. Guess what? They're already there. They're already more than that. Within the last month, they've almost increased an entire percentage point. Right now, you're lucky to get about 3.3%. And they're ticking up even further. Actually, it might even more than that. I think they're coming up on 3.5%, and this is just in the last month. Okay, so let's continue with just looking with the numbers that we have on here. So let's say the interest rates are going to increase to 3.18%, which we already know they already are. And if experts are right, home values will appreciate by 5.9%. And let's say you want to buy a home for $350,000 today. And then you decide on a 10% down payment. So let's look at the cost of waiting on this graph here. Price of the home today is $350,000. Mortgage rate at the time when I did this was 2.97. Down payment of 10% was $35,000. So you're mortgaging $315,000. Your mortgage payment today would be $1,323, and then the equity that you would gain in a year if prices increased by 5.9%, you would gain $20,650 in equity gained in 1 year. Okay, if you waited a year and those same things happened, prices would have increased. That same house would be $370,650. Mortgage rates would have increased which would thus have had increased your mortgage payment. So let's see, your down payment would have had to increase to $37,065 for 10% down payment on the higher purchase price. The mortgaged amount would increase, thus increasing your mortgage payment over $100 to $1,439. And the equity that you would have gained by waiting is obviously zero, because if you would have bought a year earlier, you would have gained that $20,000. So obviously, financially, this shows it would have been better to buy now than wait a year. So let's look down here at the financial impact of waiting. You paid an extra $20,650 for the house because prices increased. You need an additional $2,065 for your down payment because the price increased. You paid an extra $116 a month in your mortgage payment, and you didn't gain the $20,650 in increased wealth through equity buildup. So that obviously is showing you why you don't want to wait. I want to show you something else though. Let's go to the mortgage calculator. Because we just talked about that, and we know that interest rates have already jumped up almost a percentage point within the last month, what if they keep going up? How will that impact you? So let's go back to our home value. Let's say we're going to, once again, we're going to do $350,000. We'll say 10%. We'll do 10% down payment like we said earlier. Okay. And then, so at $350,000, okay, interest rates now, let's just say they're 3.5%, right? So we calculate that now. At $350,000, 10%, that puts our mortgage payment at $1,829. Okay, let's say interest rates increase to 4%. So, and prices stay the same. We're just going to change that to 4%. It goes from $1,829 to $1,918. So almost $100 increase if there's a bump up in a half a percentage point of the interest rates. Well, we know it's gone up almost a percentage point in the last month, so we don't know where it's going. So, but let's just say something crazy happens, but it's not, because we know supply and demand doesn't work this way. But let's just say prices go down by $50,000 and you can get that same house for $50,000 less. So you can get it for $300,000 as opposed to $350,000. So first, let's just take a look one more time. $350,000 at, let's say, today's current 3.5% brings you in at $1,829.07 for your monthly payment. Let's say mortgage rates go down, or the price of the house goes down to $300,000. Something crazy happens. You can get it for that much less, but the interest rate keeps rising a year from now, and it goes to 5%. Okay, let's see what our monthly payment would be. So before, at 3.5% for $350,000, we were at $1,829. So $50,000 less, but at 5% interest rate, it's going to cost you more. So even if you paid $50,000 less a year from now, if interest rates rise to 5%, you're going to be paying more per month than you would had you bought now at $50,000 more. But we know that the experts are saying that prices are going to increase as well as interest rates. This just means you have to act now. We need to be diligent. We need to keep after it. And you need to do your best to find a home now while interest rates are still low. Because if they increase, you can see from the example that we've had here and the example that we had here that financially it will impact you in a negative way if you wait too long. All right, I hope this is helpful. I hope it's educational. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Let's get you in a home, and let's get you in a home soon. All right, we'll talk to you. Bye-bye.